Okay, so what's the news this week?
So this week, BMW 1 Series and 3 Series got a lot cheaper.
Okay lah, I think what? How many percent? 4%? I think.
No, 8%.
8%.
A big jump, you know.
Yeah, it
Between
is,
10 to 20k, maybe not 20k, maybe 15k.
But why did they get a discount? What reason was it for the discount?
That I have no idea, because if you look at the reason for the discount, it's the EV status.
I read about the EEV. It's what a low emission, efficient emission, energy efficient vehicle or something like that.
Yes.
The EEV allowing BMW to have up to 8% a discount.
Really lowering the base price for their cars.
It is.
It's gonna outsell Audi.
It will. But mind you, the A4, the new model coming in with a 1.4. I heard it should be priced around 210,000. So that thing will be extremely competitive also.
I see.
That being said, the exemption that was enjoyed by S-Class 400H, the local assembled CKD hybrid tax exemption, that allowed the car to sell at what price? Ridiculously low price. 598, which brings us to the second part of the news. BMW launched the 7 Series.
Would you buy a 7 Series with 4-cylinder? A 4-cylinder?
It raised a very interesting question.
Depends who you are.
If you're a guy who thinks that no one knows that it's a 4-cylinder, or no one cares that it's a 4-cylinder.
It depends. I think a loyal 7 Series fan would definitely go for the classic. At least a 6-cylinder. 6-cylinder.
I think
but I'll tell you who buys the 4-cylinder 2-litre engine super limos. It's the companies.
I see.
Because I'm buying a car for my CEO or my GM or whatever, or my directors. You don't ask so many questions. I'll keep quiet. I'm giving you a car.
Easier to run.
It's cheaper to run, and the car is what 598,800, which is a grand total of 88 ringgit cheaper than the S400H. Yeah, so that was that 7 Series launching at 598,800. Yes, that was
for this year.
For this.
So with the discount, would you buy a 7 Series or the S-Class?
It's a very good question. Actually, Subhash just now raised a very interesting question. Who would buy a 2-litre? How do you feel about 2-litre, a full-size sedan?
Something that was...
It feels like it's cheating, right? And I remember who started it was Jaguar XJL. A Jaguar started with a 2-litre turbo power plant. I drove it. I wasn't impressed.
Not powerful.
It's adequate. It's enough for you not to complain. But
it doesn't surprise you.
It doesn't feel premium enough. But then when BMW does it, everybody's like, whoa, that's the right move, But Jaguar does it and everybody's like, oh, that's the wrong move, man.
I think people are very afraid of road tax. Even if it's just like $1,000 more per year.
Yeah.
They get really afraid.
It's true.
If you divide it by 12, it's only $100 per month.
It's true.
But people run away when they hear that.
You go clubbing one time less also.
I don't know. There's this phobia of insanely high road tax.
Yeah, because like what if that month I have a really bad month and I don't want to...
You should not be driving expensive car if you're thinking like
You go in the 7 Series interior, it looks like a proper futuristic...
It looks like a spaceship.
Exactly.
I sat in it the other day. It looks like a spaceship.
The brand new one.
Yes. And there was 3 screens at the back. My goodness.
Behind the headrest.
Behind the headrest, each one a screen. There was what, 10 inch? It's that big. I'm not kidding you. Then in the armrest, there is a detachable 7-inch one.
Okay.
That you can carry around, but apparently when you take it out of the car, it doesn't work. So I don't know the point.
In the US, if you're outside of the car, you can call it out. Which is a pretty stupid thing. I mean, just walk to your car and get in.
But no, you have to call your car from outside.
It's kind of cool. So you're right outside the car, the garage. You open the garage door and then you just press the button.
Hello, car. How are you today?
It drives to your feet.
It's like a little dog,
Yeah.
you have a $600,000 little dog that comes to you.
And then when you take it to the vet, you go broke.
Yeah, it's true.
But this feature is missing.
It's missing.
It's missing in Malaysia. But there's one thing that caught my eye about the 7 Series is when I sat in the driver's seat. It was very narrow.
Yeah.
It was very, very narrow.
Much more than the S-Class?
Yes, definitely much more narrow than the S-Class. It feels like an E-Class. It feels more narrow than an E-Class on the driver's seat. Something is wrong there. The transmission tunnel was way too large, I personally think.
Maybe it's not built for the driver, since it's built for the chauffeur. chauffeured millionaire or something like that.
I would think a BMW driver wants to drive their own car to a certain extent.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that's the reasoning behind.
If you want to buy a BM, you want to be chauffeured. Okay, fine, but I think you want to drive it every now and then.
The transmission tunnel being oversized, does it help you in your driving posture?
I don't like it.
Right.
I don't like it. I find it very restrictive in terms of space. I'm paying so much money for such a big car, and you're telling me my leg can't even, I can't even do I can't even shake my leg if I feel like it.
Yeah. Anything else?
I got the Proton.
What happened?
Proton took an advert in the newspaper that says that in 30 years we've learned nothing.
That's pretty.
That's pretty truthful.
But I mean, how can you say that?
Yeah. I don't know why they do that.
Did they explain why they didn't learn anything? What they didn't learn?
Beneath that, I don't know. It says but they've gained experience. It's like saying that, I've been in school 12 years. I didn't learn anything, but I got the experience of going to school.
I suppose they want to come from a sympathy point of view.
Wow, you are.
It really kills off your sales. Why would I buy a brand who isn't
big out of compassion? You're so sad.
I pay for your car for 7 years.
It won't happen in Malaysia, but in Latin America, people will do it.
Is it?
Because they love the country so much.
Yeah.
They are so nationalistic, and if it appeals to their identity, they will buy the national car, even if it's more expensive and like worse quality.
In the 90s, I think Malaysians are like that.
Yeah.
When we are living in a bubble that everything is possible, and when Mahathir was saying, Vision 2020, when everything was like all sparkle,
people would do that.
I think they would back then.
Now
now it's just no matter what Proton does, it's wrong. Even if they do it right, it's wrong. I have to say, I have driven Protons that are quite nice. To give you an example, 10 years ago or 12 years ago, I drove a Satya GTI. And I remember feeling it was quite nice. The problem, however, is I'm doubting myself now, knowing Proton. The reason is because 12 years ago I was very young, I've driven very little car.
Right.
I have very little things to compare to. It was nice, I remember. I don't deny that it was very nice.
Okay.
But I don't know whether I will feel the same today. But I don't want to diss all Proton. I've driven a Saga. I think you've driven a Saga also.
Right.
It's quite nice. I own a Saga. It's quite nice.
Yes,
actually.
I also drove my granddad's Saga for like a year.
There was something nice about driving something that always starts.
Yeah. That was a great car. Even driving it faster than you're supposed to, it was pretty not bad.
It's a very simple car. And the acceleration is good. So,
enjoyment of simplicity, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that is a compliment for Proton.
It seems like they're not interested to make money,
It looks like it. Somebody just thought of something when he wakes up and then said, let's make it
But
happen.
then they're not innovating. If you don't want to make money, then you're innovating, right? But you're not doing both also.
They have no direction.
Yeah, as a brand,
they have no direction.
It's difficult to tell what their strategy is.
There is none, that's the thing.
They have like 20 models, right, at the same time or something.
Yeah. In the 90s, we all felt something for them.
We did.
When you have hero models like the Putra and the Satya GTI,
Vira was great, right, back then.
Vira was a seller. That is one right there.
It's robust. It's cheap. It looks good at the time.
Yeah.
Satya.
Yeah, it's a Satya.